It's
Welcome back to Vermilion Vitez, where we protect and build that multi generational wealth for you and your family, guys. I'm your host, Vinicius Paschoalini, and this is my chief consultant, Raimundo Marques. Round of applause. Like that voice, huh?
we are here today. Welcome. Let's have fun. We are live.
All right. Today would just be a discussion about some capital raising, some securities, some contracts, a bunch of other little intricacies that comes along with raising capital, going to the bank, getting yourself a good line of credit. So much to talk about, so little time.
So much to talk about. So, guys, here today. Hold on. Let me see. How do I do this? Oh well, I'm gonna just hold the phone today. So here today we are going to talk about different ways of how contracts get created and how you authorize these contracts. How are securities created? How does the world of commerce happen and you aren't aware of it, right? What is going on in this space? So let's first think about how this all goes and happens first, right? The way all this happens first is that you, let's just say you want a credit card, you want a house, right, on credit, you want a bank, right, you want a bank, right. So
I want a
what
bank.
you want a bank account, right.
Ah,
And what is everything they ask you every time you go to the bank? What do they ask you for? They ask you for your name, your phone number, your address. Does this all sound familiar? They ask for what? All your basic information and more. And then they create a contract. Who creates the contract? Who underwrites the contract? What does the underwriter do for the contract? There is always somebody at all these levels that are looking at your services and things. So I want you to really, really walk with us today and look at it. Today we're gonna role play on how it looks like, right? Me and Benny are gonna pretend like he's the bank and I'm the person that's looking to get credit. And we're gonna define each section for you to understand, right?
okay, I'm gonna be the bank. All right.
So I just want you guys to look at this today and realize that what we do at the bank, right? So I'm gonna go walk in, and let's just say I want to. Let's just say I want a car, right? Say I want a car. So where do I go to get a car? Where do I go to get these services, right? How do I get all these things to work in my favor, right? So if I want to get a car, you can. Well, one of the few ways you can get a car is by cash. And if you do it by cash, right, then you have nothing to worry about. The contract is complete, right? So here I go, right? We're not, obviously we're not doing cash. We're going to be doing what you call is credit. And with the credit game, it's a little different. We want you just to pay attention to each section and how everything gets endorsed, where it gets assigned to, who holds the note, who actually holds the title, right? So, all right, let's go. Here I go. Hey, Vinny, I like your establishment, Bank of America. I was, I want a car.
You want a
What do you
car?
need from me? Yeah, what do you need from me to get a car right now?
Huh,
What are all those? Like,
interesting,
I have a bank
interesting.
account with
So
you.
you want a car? You already have your car in mind?
Yes, I want a Toyota Camry 2025.
So how much do you think that's going to cost? About 45K, right?
You could say that.
Okay, okay. So let's say this. Okay, let's get a. We're gonna try to apply for a 45K loan through the bank. All right. Do you have any account with us? Do you have any money with us?
Yes, we right now my bank account is at $15,000. I make $45,000 a year, right?
$45,000 a year, and you managed to save up to 15K?
Yeah, in the last 3 years. See, these are all the questions that they're gonna ask you. Yeah, in the last 3 years, I saved up 15K. Isn't that exciting for me? And now I want a car. So what information? You want to know? So yeah, I made
So
15K.
do you want to get it on your personal name or your business name? What are you looking to get here?
I don't have a business.
You don't have
I'm
a
just
business, so
a
it's gonna be in your
normal guy.
personal, right?
Yeah, I just want to get a credit for this car. How do I go about it? I have 710 credit score.
710 credit score. Ooh, that is really good, my friend. So you know what we're gonna do first? I gotta get your information down. Okay.
Okay.
You don't have a bank account with us, do you? Or do you?
Do I have a bank account with y'all?
Yes.
Yes, I do. It has the 15,000.
Okay. Let me check in right here. All right. I definitely do see here your name. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna need your ID, right? Just
Okay.
to confirm that's you. I want to grab your social, and we are going to do a credit pull. We're just gonna make sure that your credit is whatever you say it is, right? But we just want to make sure. And from that, okay, once you are approved, there's going to be some interest that you got to pay us back, right? We're going to hand you over a promissory note, and you're just going to sign at the bottom, and then the money will be at your account. You'll find the money in your account if you get approved for the $45,000, okay? So all you have to do is, once this all is approved, is sign here at the bottom, and then you have to authorize us to deduct that money, which is going to be probably about $500 a month, okay, with a little bit of interest. We're gonna do, let's say we're gonna do what? 6 years, okay? And you're gonna pay us back. Does that sound appealing to you? Does that work for you? How about that, huh?
That actually sounds amazing. If I get approved, it sounds like something I would like to go forward with, right? Another thing so right now, I want you guys to pay attention to. They're talking about the interest, right? Where does the interest go in this scenario? It's usually going to go to the bank. From your understanding of where usually the interest goes to, guys, is to the bank. And another thing I want you guys to realize is, in this scenario that Benny is talking about, is a contract. This contract is a binding contract between 2 parties, 3 parties, right? The 2 parties is going to be between me and the bank, right? Now, the dealership is its own third-party entity that deals with its own handlings, and it has its own system that's being ran by. If you go through the dealership, they will go ahead and find you a bank or an underwriter to underwrite this loan, right?
They'll probably call us because, we're in contact with them.
So, yeah, we're in contact with them all the time. They're like, hey, do you want to let somebody borrow this money amount, and here's the interest that you'll get paid over time. Great deal for us, because within 6 months, we'll be able to collect 75%. Because
yeah, no, for sure.
yeah, when this contract creates this binding agreement, it creates a bond. Think what a bond is. A bond has to be between people. In the commerce world, it is different. It could be done with corporations and stuff like that. But what I'm trying to say is, if me and Benny have a bond, let's take away financial terms. What is a bond? Me and Benny have a bond. We have a great bond. We are great friends.
We are tight. We are bros. Yes, we have
We're
a bond.
bros. That's a bond. You're bonded. You're bondage. Listen to those terms. They're not trying to trick you. They're telling it to your face. It is a bond. So I want you guys to look at this and really understand or overstand where you fit into this contract, right? You have a bond. Usually, sometimes if it's a mortgage, this contract looks a little different. But so, like Benny got a couple of information. He got the credit score, how much I make, where I work, right? All that went over your head. He got my social security number. They have all those things. And then at the end, he's going to ask me to authorize and endorse the contract.
Yes, just sign this right here. Actually, I'm just gonna get a little piece of paper. You're gonna just sign. I don't have anything right here with me, but just sign right here at the bottom line.
And then guess what do they do with that contract?
I keep the original, and I might send you a digital copy only if you ask. Sometimes they don't even send it only if you ask, but usually they'll send you a digital copy nowadays. We're never going to send you an official paper or an original contract. That belongs with us. That is now our security to collect the interest.
Yes, to collect the interest. I want you to look at those special parts of the conversation that we're having, right? So now we are bonded, right? We cannot release this bond. Like, if you want to get out of your agreement, you have to fulfill the agreement and the conditions. They have already completed as the creditor. They gave you the money, and now you have to complete the contract by giving them the money plus interest, depending on a period of time that you're borrowing that money for. So now that we got into this part of the section, right? Now we have the contract. The bank has the contract. What does the bank do with its contracts? Do they keep it? Sometimes they won't. Sometimes they will assign it.
Or we could just pile in a bunch of other contracts and just sell it to the highest bidder. We made our money, we made our share, let them correct their interest off of my friend here, Ray.
Yes. So we have this scenario right now that at the end of it, what another option that they have is to be able to trade it on the secondary market. And what you need to understand are two different things: primary market, which is bonds, right? And treasury bonds, right? That yield a certain percentage.
Bonds.
Well, no, stocks
Primary
are your secondary market. Primary market is your bonds, your treasury bonds, your government bonds.
I'm pretty sure we got some stocks there too. Now you got to do the Google. Pretty sure primary market goes for everything in the New York Stock Exchange. Secondary market is going to be those over-the-counter.
So let's give you guys factual information of what the primary market is, so you guys understand. From our understanding of it, so the difference between a primary market and a secondary market is where new securities like stocks and bonds are initially sold by companies, by government investors. The secondary market is where previously issued securities are then traded between investors, which is your NASDAQ, right? Essentially, the primary market is where new securities are created, while the secondary market is where it's bought and sold after the initial issuance. So yes, your treasury, your TDA, right? Your treasury direct account is usually your primary market. You could see that in real life time when those are getting auctioned and sold, right? Your secondary market is between investors. So you're in a market where everybody's in commerce, buying and selling debt. What's getting bought and sold consistently is debt. And that's where the new laws of the Security Exchange Act, so that's when the new laws came in, when it's called the Securities Exchange Act of 1933. So in 1933, there was a lot of things that changed. 1913 was a lot of things that changed. I need you to go back and look in history of Woodrow Wilson and what he did and changed the government. What took place during that time in World War II, the Great Depression, World War I, why those things happened. It was a baking disaster that they were trying to do, right? There was something here happening. I can't talk about it too much. It is not for me to disclose, but there is some research for you to be look into, right? I need you to really do your research and look into the subject.
Everything is securities. Everything is contracts. I mean, it's just it's everywhere. Everything that has an agreement. If me and Ray are so bonded like we are, right? The other day, Ray, we just made a contract, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, we don't need to clarify what it is, but the other day, me and Ray just made a contract. Simple. Me and him signed an agreement, a piece of paper, and they had certain terms and conditions that we had to meet. That is a contract. Now we are bonded together. If we are able to securitize that contract, we are able to do exactly what the bankers and the private institutions do. So that's interesting that they're able to do all of that with the secondary market, create money out of thin air, let's say times 10. If anybody read that book, Money Market Secrets, right? It's like $1, they make $99 out of it. That's just, woo. That's basically creating money off of the interest that they're putting on us to pay back a money that they just sparked up out of that contract. Very interesting when you start looking into the actual legality of things.
The legalese.
Are you happy with your loan?
So look, as the bank, I'm happy that I was able to make that contract with that individual.
No, I'm the bank.
So you as the bank and me as the consumer, you wouldn't know any different. If I'm a regular consumer, if I am a regular consumer, am I happy with what I am given? I got the money and I got the car. So, right? That's generally how people think. They're like, oh, I got the money and I got the car. Now, what do I do? Right? I get to go drive around. I get to pay back interest. Everything is great and dandy. I don't care. I got my goal accomplished. And that's what all people think. And that's nothing wrong. We're not here to tell you you're doing anything wrong. We're not here to tell you that, hey, you're living life the wrong way. There is no wrong way to living life. If you're out in the cornfields and you're living in a sovereign way where you're away from society, right? And you're growing a farm, right? That's beautiful. You know, that's your way of success. If another person's way of success is to make sure they make their bills and feed their family, you are a success. I think it was Earl Nightingale that said, anybody that has an idea is successful. It's very simple. Success is not difficult. If you want to be successful, have an idea. You're successful.
Wasn't it Jim Rohn that says a work can make you a living, but your ideas can make you a fortune?
A fortune. Your work can make you a living and your ideas can make you a fortune. So I want you to really look at that, right? Your work, your labor, it can only be worth so much out to the market because there's so many basic things that you can do that's only going to pay you so much. But if you have an idea, well, people pay a lot for ideas. I'm telling you right now, you can have an idea and ask for money. In what world could you have done that? Right? I want you to think back in the golden days, right? When the kings and the dictatorships wanted to have everything for themselves. Were you going to be able to tell them, hey, I have an idea, give me some money? They would be like, no, give me that idea and I'm going to keep your money. Today is a wonderful day. And I want you guys to understand that you have the opportunity to choose whatever you want. If you want a better relationship, go for it. If you want to live a better life, go for it. If You want to start a business, go for it. I want you to go for your goals and dreams, whatever they may be. We're not just here just for your financial educational needs, but we're also here to serve you and being a contribution to your life. So there's no rush for anything. If you just want to talk to us, we're here. You can contact us, you can DM us, and we're here to serve you to see what it is we can be of contribution to you. So
That's something everybody should do. Everybody start thinking of pleasing God and serving the other people, serving anybody that you can, because you never know who you are going to meet, right? You never know. You walk out through that door, be the best that you can be, because you can meet the person that's going to make your ideas come true. Okay, it could be anybody. That person could have a totally different mindset, or they probably been working on a business long enough, or whatever it is, they might be able to help you. So you also need to have that caring heart to also do good, right? So go after it. Don't play around. Like Ray was saying, we are here. Book a call with us if you guys have a question, right? Send an email. Write the comments below. We will happily answer any questions. We're basically on the live every single day, right, Ray? Around 10 or 10:30.
we are here making a
We want
contribution.
questions, so we are able to help you guys.
Is there anybody in the chat right now that's asking any questions?
I got 2 people here. If they're hearing this, please forward us a comment, a message, whatever you guys like to know about business, about banking, about life, credit, your financials. Shoot us a text, shoot us a message, whatever you can. How about TikTok?
TikTok right now is, we have 1 viewer. We had the most as 13 viewers on TikTok. Hey, if you are listening now on YouTube and you want to go to visit us on TikTok, we are there right now. We have just started 2 weeks on TikTok strong. We've had as much as 14 viewers. We are skyrocketing. We are doing great.
When was that day that we had a bunch of people on TikTok?
We had 500 viewers in total that day. That was 3 nights ago.
3 nights ago. Yeah, we had a lot of people.
No, we had a lot of people. So I want you guys to sit down and discover what you are looking for in this discussion tonight. I want you guys to be able to look into your financing and where you can take responsibility. Okay, you had to pull out $10,000 and you had to go under because you needed to take care of a family member. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing to be ashamed of when it comes to this game. Everything in life is workable. You can make it workable. If you have $30,000 in collections, we're here to tell you that you don't owe anything to the collection agency. Now, if you want to know more, contact us. There is so much more that we.
I wanted to talk so much about what you were just saying, but I was like, you know what? No, we got to leave some for the next day and the next topics. But you just pointed out something very interesting. That since I was the banker, you're paying me back something that I already sold to somebody else. So basically, I'm making extra. Same thing with the collection agencies. I'll just leave it at that. But
special thing about the agencies is that the debt has gotten assigned. They bought the debt at a fraction because they want to see if they can get it to perform. If they get it to perform, they can make some money themselves. The issue with the collection agency is that you don't owe them any money. They cannot produce a contract where you actually owe them money. Now, that's the thing, right? But we're not going to get too deep into that today because we want you guys to comment, ask us, hey, let's have a consultation. Let's just sit down and enjoy time. Let's see if there's anything that we can do with one another to discover if we can elevate your financing up to the next level. This is just purely educational purposes only. I promise you. It's going to be a great time. We're going to be here for a while when it comes. We'll be here for the next 6 months to a year. guaranteed. From this moment on forward, I can tell you, guaranteed, we'll be here for at least 6 months to a year. After that, we'll revisit the idea and we may be going on to bigger and better things. We may let go of the business and give it to somebody else. Right now,
I might keep it going. I might keep the motivational thing going. You know, it's inspiring. It's inspiring, like teaching other people how to do this. Kind
we
of
don't know
like
how big we're going to get in a year from now, but
kind of
we
grows
don't know.
on me. I mean, look at these guys. Some guys are millionaires and they're still able to go there and teach. And you know, I'm gonna be a Jim Ron. I just gotta work on my little, you know, vocals to go up and down. Work harder on yourself than you do
It's
in your
just it's
job.
much harder. It's much harder for us to even get online when we have to do business up in Brazil or Salvador, and
That
certain
is true.
businesses, international businesses that we take on, don't always give us the benefit to actually be on here. It's not that we don't want to be on here. It's just other things that we have to hold in priority.
Well,
As of right now, we're not doing those international businesses,
no.
but later on, they will pick back up again. So we are here spending time with you, and I hope it is all appreciated because we appreciate you.
Yes.
We are greatly honored to be the contribution that needs in this community. There's a lot of people that are asking for this. We get questions all the time. We get so many questions, and we're just asking for more. We're like, keep it coming, keep it coming. Like
By
we
the way,
want to
I got a
see.
question today about how to fund a trust, and right away I called that person and I talked to them. I told them how to fund a trust, and then I said, you know what? If this person asked a question, that means there's other persons there also wanting to know how to fund a trust. So I just created a video. I did an hour long video. It's on YouTube. I'm going to put the link up there. You guys could check it out. It's called How to Fund a Trust. You guys could go there and listen to how to safeguard your assets inside the trust and be free from all that liability, right? And just leave some inheritance behind to your family. So I explained all that in the video. It will pop up at the top. Like, subscribe, share. I appreciate it.
Now, I want we spoke briefly about how it looks like going to the bank. Right now, we spoke briefly on how securities look, right? When they get created and issued. A lot of these things aren't terms that they're giving you at the bank. They're not just saying, hey, here's the security we're creating. It just gets created. You just don't know the name. They don't give you the terms. They expect you to know the terms because one person, not one, but the person, right, that doesn't know the law, a person that doesn't know the law, the person that doesn't know his rights, a person, right, a person that does not know his rights has no rights, right? It's just
I
that's
like that.
that
That's really good.
that's exactly what they tell you in certain books. They once you get to figure it out, you go to court, and if you don't assert your right, they're not just gonna be like, "Oh yeah, but you could say that." No, they're just gonna throw you in jail. They're just gonna throw you in jail. They're not gonna just help you in any way. No, because at the end of the day, these court systems are a business, and they're over here collecting fines. And where do they go? They are creating bonds and securities themselves. Have you ever heard of the term bondage? Hey, can I go get a bond to release my right? To release my family member or friend out of jail? Like it's a tough moment.
Yep,
People
he's
don't
gonna
really
release
have
in a
time for
hundred
those.
$1,000 bond, and then they just pay this. Why? Why a bond? They're gonna release him in a bond, right? That's what the prisoners do, or somebody that's going through a court system. Very interesting point that you made up there, Ray.
It's a lot of things that we need to consider in the space. I need you guys to really look at the information,
No,
really sit down.
people don't look deep into these things, but it's just the whole financial system is just It's a big monopoly. That's why they came up with the monopoly game. So they could show people how it is, how they play with money.
Yeah, they just want to. But the Monopoly game is that they were telling you in your straight face that our. Let me not go there.
Yeah.
Let me not go there because there's certain things that we cannot discuss because we just don't go against Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
He's my uncle. We call him Uncle Sam. Why is he called Uncle Sam? Why is he a relative of yours? Why is he not just called Sam?
That's true, right? Why did they call him Uncle Sam?
Why do they call him Uncle Sam? Because
No, do you know the history behind it? Like the history behind it? Now
Share
I'm
with the
curious.
audience.
I'm gonna Google that later, and I'm gonna try to find it. Why they call him Uncle Sam?
that's one of the few things we do. We read. We can read you a lot of things. If you guys look into 3204 and you look into endorsement or even restricted endorsement means a signature other than that of a signer as a maker, drawer, acceptor, that alone accompanied by other words is made on an instrument for the purpose of negotiating the instrument.
Wait, go back.
So
go
that's
back,
just the
go
first
back.
part, and we'll just break
Instrument.
that down briefly, right?
Huh? Wait, go back. You said
You want me to go
instrument,
back?
right? Where do we find other instruments? Like, didn't I just give you a promissory note? If you guys read in the terms and condition, there's somewhere there that must have the word instrument.
Not just that. I want you to also pay attention to the word negotiate. None of you are negotiating. None of your terms.
No?
The bank says, this is what we're doing, sign here. And you're not saying, hey, can we bring that percentage down 1%? You're not saying that one time. Most people aren't. The only people who are actually saying that are real businessmen, people who are in commerce, people who own their own companies that 1 to 2 to 3% actually matters.
You could negotiate
Right.
anything.
You can negotiate. That's the thing. The thing that they've taken
I'm gonna
away from
negotiate with Ray. I'm gonna send Ray a letter, and I'm gonna say, Ray, you got 10 days to reply, or else you're gonna have to owe me $40. If he doesn't reply, guess what? He owes me $40. He's going to owe me.
We also
$40.
wanna- Okay, let's go into that, right? What is that? What is that when he gives you that letter? What is the term that they give you when they give you a letter through the mail and
A notice?
they give you a notice? What is a notice? Look, a notice isn't, hey, do this or else, and right? A notice is this is what's happening. Like, think about when someone gives you notice. It's like, I'm giving you notification. What happens on your phone? It's not saying, oh, like, you know,
notification. That is so true. I never
yeah.
thought about that.
Look at the notification even on your phone. It just pops down. It's just, hey. It's not saying any terms, conditions, or nothing. It's just saying, this is what's happening. This is what we're gonna give you, right? Like, you guys are missing the message here. I need you to look at the notice. They give you a notice. They give you 15 days, and if you stay silent, silence is acquiescence. Now, they don't just give it you one letter. They do a series of 4 letters, and we call that the administrative process. That's what these corporations at the top are really good at doing, is giving you notice and then setting the terms and condition and setting a 4-page document. By the time you get to the 4th page, you're already in court, right? But so, like, I want you to look back. By the time we hit the 4th document, to you, right? To you, the person that's receiving it. I just received this letter. By the time they did that, they have already caught you on record that silence is acquiescence. You didn't reply once. Anytime they give you a letter, you should be responding. The
Yes.
biggest mistake everybody is doing is not responding. Unless you didn't get it, then if you didn't get it, you didn't get it.
It's funny if somebody sent you a letter saying you just won $100,000, I bet they were going to respond to it. But when somebody says you owe us $300, they're like, oh, I don't want to respond to that. Like, oh, no, I'm going to throw that away. I don't owe that. That's a lie. Guess what? You're just giving them a reason to be silenced, and silence is acquiescence. Now they have legal authority over you basically because you refused the contract and you didn't send anything in return, right? You're in dishonor for doing so and not replying to them. You are in dishonor.
You have to remain in honor. A gentleman is always in honor. They don't, this is a gentleman's club. This is not a normal club that you're used to going into. This gentleman's club is a men. This gentleman's club that you're going in is men and women that understand how to litigate and communicate through contracts. So like, don't, you know what I'm saying? This is not legal advice. This is just only for educational purposes. Everything that I've said up to this point is just from our experience of going to the bank and dealing with contracts and reading them. We are just here to make it aware of what you may be going through. Because once you know better, you can do better.
And I mean, we're going to be here tomorrow again at the same time around 10 to 10:30. You guys could hop in, send us a comment, send us an email, send us a text, join the club, right? Ask questions, we'll respond. That's going to be a fun journey for all of us.
It's going to be exciting. It's going to be an exciting journey for all of us. And Vinny, like, there's so many different contracts before we got here that we had to understand. We did not just get to this moment. I want you to realize that we went and understood the Securities Exchange Act, right? We went to go understand the SEC, right? We went to go learn their forms and what they need and why people are even registering to them when they want to go public. What it means to go public. What is the difference between
That's going to be a whole nother topic for something else.
Public, private, equity? What is equity? What are the jurisdictions?
Equity,
what
debt.
circuit courts? You know, there's so many different things that if you had a bit of overstanding, right? You had a bit of overstanding in the subject, you may be able to move your financial goals in a different direction and elevate them much higher. But without you knowing some of this information, you may be stuck in the same position for the next 10 to 20 years.
There are
I've seen
things that me and Ray are not allowed to discuss. It's just there's certain information that people can't say out loud. So the best way for you to find this kind of information is going to be through reading something, right? We have a nice members page there where you guys could check it out. You guys could go there and read it for yourself. I got courses too. It's going to be an amazing journey for you guys. You guys are going to learn all these things for yourself, reading the laws, reading exactly the words that it says. Even if you look at a laws dictionary, it's going to be there. So don't take our word for it. Go and do the research yourself, right? Somebody's just going to give you an information like, oh, I heard if you jump off of that bridge, you're going to get a pot of gold at the bottom. Are you just going to jump, or are you going to do your research first?
Exactly. What are you going to do? Are you going to do your research and find out what it is you need in your financial goals? Are you going to look into seeing what is going to elevate you to the highest level in your financing? You got to really sit down and think in the audience, right? Everybody on YouTube, everybody on TikTok, I need you guys to really realize what happens in these contracts. Like, really, what is the contract? What is a bond? What is, like, these terms are in front of your face, but you think they're so special that you can't understand them. All you have to do is get into the Black's Law Dictionary and start understanding some of these terms. Yeah. What is a person?
Go up on Google and go buy a Black's Law Dictionary. I mean, it's free if you guys just type it in on Google. Just start looking it up. Start reading it for yourself, and you're going to understand the definition of the words. Person, contract, negotiable instrument, assignment. You guys are going to learn everything that we are explaining right now, but you guys have to take a little bit of time in learning these kind of things. It doesn't come from night and day.
No, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be simple. Nobody ever said it was going to be easy. Nobody ever said it was going to be simple. But you got to look and do your due diligence and see and discover what it is that your goals are. Some people are going to look at this video and be like, I can never get that in 1,000 years. That's okay.
Yeah, they
Maybe
will.
the information is not for you. Maybe you were meant to do something else on this earth. You are always able to contribute in different ways. Just because you don't know this information doesn't mean you're not special, right? It doesn't mean that you're not going to go out in the world and accomplish something. There's a bunch of people. There's the percentage of people that actually know the information Benny and I know is very few. It's a very selective club. It's at 0.5%. The only banks understand these terms. You need to go and understand the Uniform Commercial Code, UCC. Those are what govern the banks. You need to understand FINRA. You need to understand the gap. There are all these rules to the big game of monopoly, and that's what I want you guys to get.
Right?
Yep.
Let's call it a night for our viewers, and we will be back tomorrow at 10:30. 10:30, guys.
Yeah. And for everybody on TikTok, we are still here. It looks like we're in a battle. We're in a battle on TikTok right now. We got some viewers. Yeah, no, we got some big. It's a little thing that you do on TikTok. You battle.
I saw one of your lives there just now. You posted.
Yeah. Hey, look, look. We're also an e-commerce page. We have supplies on the TikTok page. If you need any of your vitamins and care for your health, that we are there for you. And in TikTok, right? It's just a little shop, and what this has to do with educational purposes only is that we care about your health. How are you going to keep learning this information if you just laying into a coffin?
True, true,
You know
true.
what I'm saying? We're here for you. We're here to make that big contribution to you.
So, my friends, stay blessed by the best. Have a good night. Comment below.
Stay blessed by the best.
You like